You are after when Liath can reach the first toy. Now you know that she's 23 centimeters tall, and she can only reach 23 centimeters above the ground. So it's got to be when it's under 23 centimeters. So you're looking for this part of the graph. Let's just do this. Highlight it. Oopsies. You're looking for this part of the graph, and you're looking for this part of the graph, and this part of the graph, and this part of the graph when it's under 23 centimeters. So that's when it's under 23 centimeters. So you're solving this equation. 23 equals the equation that we had. I've done this in Desmos. Okay, and you can see on the graph where those happen to be. Okay, now you need to be able to find those points. So you find if you click on these values here, it will just click on them and pop up with these numbers. So I've already done that, and then you need to be able to write your answer. You know it repeats every 12 seconds. So once you've got some answers over 12 seconds, you can then just repeat it for the next 12 and then the next 12. So for one cycle of 12 hours, if you go from 0, okay, up to 1.81, okay, then it will be under 23 centimeters. So you can write that. If it was between up to 12, it would be starting from this point here. This point here is 10.19 seconds up to 12. So you could write it like this. So I've written just this little bit here and just this little bit here, but only half of that yellow bit there. Okay, that gives me the full 12 seconds. And we know that if it repeats, it would be 12 seconds later. So this one repeated 12 seconds later. It happens to be in the second half of that. And this part here, which is repeated, is this first part of that one. Now, this is just one way of doing it. So you can say that the times when Liath can reach the first toy, which is a feather, is from 0 to 1.81 seconds after the start, and from 10.19 to 12 seconds after the start. That's when she can reach the toy, which is less than 23. So if you stuck with that, your general solution would be every 12 hours later. So that's where you get this 12n from. So 0, same as that 0 there, and then you add on the 12n to 1.81, which is that number in there, and then you add on the 12n after that. And then you do the same for the second one after the start. And then you say that n is any integer. Now, the alternative is way more sensible. Okay, I probably wouldn't do it like that, because what you can see here is that there's a bit underneath, which is the whole yellow bit, and the bit underneath, which is the whole yellow bit. So what I've done is I've chosen this one, which is 10.19 and 13.81, and it says that if you look underneath, which I've written down here, an alternative is to combine the times under the line, y equals 23, and to go from 10.19 to 13.81, and then add on your common solution part, which is plus the 12n. Now, if you make any integer, that means when it's 0, you will have this interval. And when you have it as -1, it'll be this interval here, but from the negative value to that one there. And if you make it 1, it'll be the next interval onwards. So you can just call it by one interval if you wish to. That's how you do part 2.